So we've been away for a little while, but we are back now in full force with everybody. And Gareth, who has brushed up on the past couple of episodes, is going to give us a recap of episode 6. Go ahead, Gareth, whenever you're ready.
All right. Throughout episode 6, we are going to bring Non the Quiet to this lovely little hamlet and dish out some well-deserved justice upon him. At this point, Edelbrim, Ian's character, and Koch, who is Mason's character,
Mhm.
have gone to survey the surrounding areas to find a place that would provide an adequate trap for anyone incoming. Lawrence character, played by Sean, has been was up in his room planning out the grand plan scheme of things, as it were, and has also had an interaction with the underlings of the. He was an ogre in charge of this little town, right, Tim?
Magistrate Boromir.
Yeah, he's a puppet. We already know
Yeah.
that. All right. So uh, Lawrence has had a few words said with the uh, ogre's underlings
Hmm.
to the point to where he doesn't care to, you know, be summoned by someone who's not in charge, basically.
Right.
Ace's character is lurking about town. Nick's character has intercepted a little, I guess you could call it an educational lesson for the current mayor of the town.
The magistrate.
Basically,
Yeah. Boromir.
or magistrate, sorry, magistrate, not mayor. The current magistrate of the town to help enforce the fact that his town is under their control.
Yeah.
And that he is basically a puppet that can be killed upon a whim.
Half of the townsfolk have been killed already. There's about 14 left.
Yeah, Nick stole a piece of, Atticro stole a piece of parchment that had the town members listed and the ones that were crossed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's about 14 people surviving in this town.
Yeah.
Joe's character is doing his usual of stirring up a little bit of trouble.
Hmm.
And my character is currently
Doing
I
the
guess
same.
yeah, well, I'm having fun with Tweedledee and Tweedledum because
Right.
Tweedledum has stolen from Tweedledee and is hiding things, and so me and him are going to go on a wild little treasure hunt
Yeah.
to reclaim this money and
Okay.
precious valuables.
So
To which we get to see who survives.
that's basically where we're at, right?
Yep,
Okay.
fucking shit up.
Who I know. I remember one of the last things I did was I told someone to go like start gathering the other people.
That
Well,
was Atticro.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was me.
you did that. We had our meeting, and basically we were all sent to quote unquote gather intel
Hmm.
and find out what's going on about town and to integrate ourselves with the non the quiet
Yeah,
men in
right.
town, to which some of us have different versions of integration
Yeah.
versus others.
That
but
is
hey,
very-
And I think last I left, I was getting like not dragged, but escorted away to go meet with the ogre. Is that right?
Yeah, because you had pretty much been you were done talking to the magistrate. You knew
Yeah.
that he was absolutely worthless, and that's when you had started speaking to one of the gnolls, and you
Yeah.
had asked to go talk to who was really in charge, basically, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that
okay.
all lines up.
did you take anybody with you? I couldn't remember.
No, I just
Rohan
told-
is with him.
Yeah. Did I? Oh, didn't I take Rohan?
I don't know if Joe, do you remember? Did Rohan go with Lawrence or no?
Yeah.
Lawrence walked away, but Rohan just followed.
Right.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So if we're all caught up, we'll leave it at that and get started. So the map that you see before you right there on screen is basically what the town of Jordan looks like. That one individual road that goes through the center of town. Dirt and mud. The rain is now, Lawrence, as you are being escorted to one of the commanding ogres that is in charge of the occupation of Jordan. The rain is starting to taper off to where it becomes a light drizzle rather quickly, and then more of a mist than anything else. Rohan, how far back are you staying? Are you staying visible, or are you going to try and hide yourself? Can't hear you, Joe. Joe,
Joe,
we need you.
it's Jover.
It's Jover.
The rain just cleared.
Joe,
Rohan.
anything? No? I'm going to let him know. Come on.
This fucking guy.
You just gotta tickle it a little bit.
There you go. Well, now somebody dropped out. Who dropped
Somebody
out?
else decided. to just
God
drop
almighty.
down.
Somebody's gonna go get Joe.
Yep. Somebody just left to go get Joe. Hang on.
And I'll drive to his house.
Oh no, he got Joe.
Joe's out too.
Where's Joe? Where's Joe? Where's Joe Rule? Oh wait, someone came back.
Here he is, right here.
We're
Got
going
it.
to start a new show, Saving Private Joe.
I'm here now.
Okay. Joe, was Rohan staying out of sight, or was he being noticeable as he's following Lawrence?
Being noticeable and following.
Oh, okay. So you're just pacing behind them, not too far back, right?
Right. Just keeping an eye on things, making sure.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go to Koch and Edelbrim. You two are out on the other side of the town. Is that correct? Like out in the forested area, right?
Yeah, we're scouting for like a good ambush site.
Okay. And did you head? Which way did you head? Did you head west or east?
Whichever way On the Quiet would realistically like enter the town from.
So that would be from the west. Okay. All right. So out that far, like I said before, the rain is starting to taper off. It goes eventually to a light drizzle and then more of a mist than anything else. Are you? What animal form are you right now, Mason? I forgot.
Elk.
Elk. Okay. Give me a perception check real quick. Or shit. What would that? Well, that'll work. That's fine. Your ears perk up, and you can hear movement off in the distance. Definitely recognizable as soldiers.
Can I tell like how many?
Instinct? Is there an instinct that you can roll? Is that a check?
There's like survival.
Yeah, I'd take that. Standard. 12.
There's an insight.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so there are two on horse, and then there are roughly 15 on foot. And they are heading in the direction of the town.
Can I tell like what like raiment?
What do you mean? Like what they're wearing?
Yeah, like who they represent.
You can hear, not see, so you'd have to get a little bit closer.
I'll get a little bit closer.
Okay. Go ahead and give me stealth if that's what you're going to try and do. Edelbrim, you are noticing that Koch is starting to pay more attention to things off to the west. Yeah, no.
I'll be watching that way as well.
Okay. You start to move, not as stealthy as you would like. Branches snap, rustle of leaves and stuff like that, but it's not that indistinguishable from the regular sounds of nature that are around you right now. What are you going to do from there?
Like, am I close enough to like see them now?
Stealth one more time.
Is there a way I can assist him in that role, or?
I'll let you do perception. If your perception is higher than his stealth, then if he has a failed stealth, it'll go through. Because I know you two can communicate right now. Well,
I
I
got a
wouldn't worry
nat.
about it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got a nat 20.
Okay, so
There is no giant elk in the forest.
there's just an a floating dwarf. So, all right.
No, he looks like a mushroom.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep, I'm a mushroom.
Moving forward, you are as quiet as a cat on snow, or as an elk on snow, I should say. And you start to move, go in between trees, take your time, watch your steps before whatever it is, the soldiers in front of you come into vision. So the 15 or so that are on foot come first. It's a mixture between human and gnoll, and they are definitely non-raiders. The other two, however, where the raiders are kind of more simply dressed, like with leather armor or cloaks or things like that, the well-used weapons. The two on the horses, though, are dressed near in all black armor. It's a man and a woman. The man is rather large. He's human. Has a two-handed sword strapped to his back. The woman is tall and slender, long black hair, and they have these big banner masts that are attached to their war horses that have Non's sigil flying.
And you said that there is about 17 of them.
Total, yeah. Edelbrim, if you want to do perception one more time, maybe you can hear and understand. Koch, if you can hear human speech, would you be able to understand it or no?
Yes.
Go ahead and give that a shot.
Nah, I got a 7.
Okay,
Nothing.
so you just hear the sounds of the forest.
So perception.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah, okay. So, Joe, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, would you mind to play Zon for me?
Oh, I would love to.
Right on, Zon the Fierce.
All right.
Okay, so as you're standing there, Mason and Ian, the soldiers are moving through, and the two in the back start to talk. The woman is sitting there, and she's just kind of casually glancing around, and she turns to the large man that's sitting next to her, and she says, "Zon, how much farther is it to this shithole?" And Joe's gone. Damn it!
Yep, he's already left. He decided this was a boring
I'm out.
conversation.
I ain't dealing with this no more.
No.
I'm loving it.
No, no, no.
Joe, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. Did you hear what I said or no?
No, I did not.
Okay, so she looks to you and she says, "Zon, how much farther till we get to this shithole?"
Zahn will look in the direction that they're traveling, and he'll just go, "Not far now."
They ride for a little bit longer. Not much more. Ian, perception, one final time. Mason, you don't have to do it anymore.
If you fuck this up, it's over.
That'll work. Okay, you can tell that she is less than enthused about being out here. Zahn, however, the man, he's looking very militant. He's being very alert, looking around. The soldiers, however, are just kind of trucking through.
So, how far are they until they reach the forest edge?
Oh, I would say at the pace they're going, probably another hour.
Okay, I'm gonna nudge Koch. I'm gonna point like in his eye. I'm gonna point like towards the forest edge, like that's where we need to go.
Hmm.
Because I want to get ahead of them and I want to set up some things before they get there. So that way we have time to warn our comrades that they are coming.
Hmm. Okay. Mason?
I'll start heading that way.
All right. Do you want to do stealth or are you just going to push
Yeah, I'll
through?
do stealth.
Okay, go for
It's what, my 20 doesn't continue?
it.
21.
Let's see what you get.
There it is.
Ooh, shit.
So the initial turn to head back toward the forest's edge is perfectly stealthy. No issues, no worries. However, once you think that you're out of range, you're really not, and you start to run and crash in the noise of the forest. You can hear somebody yell, "Hey, an elk!" And that's about it. All right. So let's go ahead and move back into the town. Voldaceris, where were you in this town? I know, were you following Baruch?
I believe I was. Yeah, I believe I was following Baruch. We were tracking a gentleman from the
Mhm.
inn.
Yeah, we'd found him. I'd done my interrogation. He had already drawn out the map, and then
Yeah,
me and his companion were going to go start picking up these little hiding spots.
That's right.
Yeah, I had kind of stayed back a little bit in a discreet manner, trying to not necessarily stay in the shadows, but
Right.
just trying to linger back and
Okay.
see
was
if I
that?
can come
Don't,
across some
don't
of
worry
this
about that.
Okay. All right. So
Don't worry
Ace,
about that.
what? Yeah, don't worry about that little guy. Don't worry about that little guy. Ace, what direction are you facing right now? North, south, east, or west?
Um, let's say north, or
Perfect.
actually, let's say east. Sorry.
You want to do east or north?
Yeah, we'll go east.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception at 15, please. Just for point of reference, gentlemen, the road bit at the top, that's perfect, by the way. The road bit at the top is heading west. Down below is heading east. So right there at the stream, that would be north, and behind is the forest in the south. Okay?
Okay, so we came in from the bottom and we're heading our way up.
That is correct. Yep. All right. So Ace, looking east, do you recall that group of gnolls that you sent on a fool's errand?
I do.
They are returning, and they're not alone.
Uh-oh.
At the time of sending them on a fool's errand, I was in cloaked or disguised form as one of them.
Right.
Now I am not, however.
Yeah. But you notice that those three gnolls are coming back, and they have a captive with them.
Yeah, so I sent them off on a errand that produced productive.
They should be thanking you.
You gonna look a little bit closer to see who that captive is, or are you gonna turn back to Baruch?
How far away are they?
Far enough where you'd have to squint.
Far enough. Okay, so does that perception
one more
cover
time?
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll bring it down to a 14. Okay. To you, it just looks like somebody that is very tall.
Somebody that's very tall. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, well, are they headed directly in my path, or
They're coming
are they
back
off
into
to the-
town. They're walking down the
Okay.
main road.
Oh, so they're walking down the main road. They're not actually walking from the east.
Right. Well, yeah, they're coming from the east, from the bottom in the main road.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying there. Well, I mean, they're not going to recognize me, so I think I will let them pursue closer and maybe even let pass, see if I can pick up on some discussion.
From the three that you sent away?
Yep.
Okay. All right. You're going to stay in the form you're in right now?
Yeah.
Which would tell me what that is again.
I believe the form that I was in was just a standard commoner.
Got it. Townsfolk.
Like townsfolk of the area, if I'm not mistaken.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So it takes a few minutes for them to come up the road, but as they get closer, you can tell that the captive that they have is the father of the Minotaur that you guys had met previously, and he is worse for wear.
Okay. So do we know? Do I have an idea of where they might be bringing him to in the town?
As far as you know, right now they are just making their way down the road, heading into the town proper. Now they are getting closer, so you can start to hear conversation. And the Knolls are talking, and they are saying, I'm glad that the other Knoll, whatever name you gave yourself, I don't even think you gave a name. They're saying they're just kind of having like this type of conversation. Man, I'm glad he sent us out there because we found these Minotaur and we were able to bring him back.
Okay. So let's see here.
So what are you gonna do?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go
How
ahead.
close is Baruch? Is he
Gareth?
in?
I would say no more than 30 feet away from you. Because
Okay. So
you stayed a pretty healthy distance away, but not far enough away that you couldn't be that you couldn't jump to action if needed.
okay. So if I fall back to Baruch and direct his attention to this situation coming our way.
You can do that, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I would fall back to Baruch and kind of nudge him. I don't
But
know if he's aware of my being in his general vicinity.
Exactly.
I have been falling back.
Yeah.
But basically come up to him and, make him aware of my presence
Okay.
and say, hey, I think we have a situation coming this way.
Baruch?
I'm currently in the middle of basically shaking down this one member.
Yeah, now you've got a townsfolk coming up to you, talking to you.
I'll kind of look at him strange because, most of the townsfolk around here don't seem to be the approach the strangers type.
Right. And Ace, I don't think you revealed that this is the form you took. Is that right?
No, I didn't.
Okay. So you've got, according to you, some random stranger coming up to you. Hey, there's a situation coming.
I'll just kind of, at the moment, just kind of brush him off as just a regular townsfolk. And I'll turn back to the one that's been hiding all these little things will say, "All right, let's get to work. Start digging."
Voldasaris, the voice in your head just starts laughing.
Voltaire kind of cringes and gives like a little shudder. And just said, "Shut up."
It says again, it says, "This is going to be good."
So Voltaire turns away from Baruch, knowing that he's not going to be able to take advantage of this moment as a teamed operation,
Yeah.
because he didn't know the original form, or Baruch doesn't know the original form that I took. So I'm going to turn back towards the Null, the 3 Null that are coming with the Minotaur.
Now, to point something out, you do see Lawrence being led by a Knoll further down the road to the west, and Rohan not too far behind. Atticro, however, is nowhere to be seen.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to not necessarily head directly back at the Knolls, but kind of take my own pace off to the side and basically pretend I'm not, or not pretend, but taking an offhanded, like, little look or journey into the off to the right of them, and not really giving them much thought or paying attention, or seeming as if I'm not, and letting them pass, and then start to play a little bit more of the role that I was taking with Baruch, and just staying back in enough distance, trying to find shadow when I can, as I can, try to blend in with crowd as I can, but in enough distance to where I can pick up on a little bit of hearsay.
Staying on the wooden walkway on either side of the road, you can blend in like a townsfolk pretty easy.
So yeah, that's what I'll do, is I'll just stay back from them, blend in with the townsfolk, and see what I can pick up on them, as far as if there's any more conversation, any directions on where exactly we're taking this person, or who exactly we need to give this person to.
Right.
And that way I can either summarize a report and give it to Lawrence, or give it to, bring it back to Baruch in a different form that he knows, or go after it myself. Okay.
Well, we'll leave you there for just the moment. Atticro, let's go ahead and go with you. Go ahead and I think it's pretty evident now that you see that group of Knolls making their way into town. They have Garen, the father of the Minotaur, in shackles with them, and they are dragging him basically into town.
How many Knolls are there?
3.
3 Knolls brought in a Minotaur?
Fancy that?
These are power Knolls.
Yeah. Garen does not look good.
How far away am I?
I would say you are probably closer to the center of town, on top of one of the roofs. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So on the left side, according to the picture on the left.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Too many windows open. Okay, so I'm on the left side.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Roundabout right there.
Roundabout here.
Do that again.
I'm the one clicking.
Yeah, right, roundabout there. And they're coming in from the bottom up.
And he's shackled?
Yeah.
You
so can see dried blood off of him and everything.
I want to move in within 30 feet of him.
Okay. All right. You start to move across the roofs. Go ahead and give me a stealth check, please.
1 stealth check coming up.
Let's get a natural 1. Nope, an 18. Okay. Fair enough. All right. Yeah, from one roof to the other, it's as easy as it was before.
Hey Tim,
Right.
now my guy was he further back into the town?
Yeah, I would say
Okay.
you're a little bit farther up, like that last group of 4 buildings up toward the top. I would say you're more
Like up in
closer.
here?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Okay, so yeah, he's far enough away. If he's like down in here, then he's out of my sight range anyways.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Voldusaris has already started his movements back down toward the bottom part of the town.
Right.
Yeah.
Can,
And
can
Lawrence
I
is
do
being
like a perception style roll to see if that would have actually stuck with me? The fact that a townsperson approached me,
uh
because I mean, being a half orc, that would have been strange enough in its own right. And
give me a
and
second.
being
Let me take a look here. So why don't you go ahead and oops. Nick, you're changing things and I'm trying to look at your at your character sheet.
Oh, my bad.
Nope, that's okay. Go ahead and do investigation. Give me that, Gareth.
all right.
Oops, I can't see. What'd you get?
A 10.
The thought is there, but not enough to convince you. Right?
Okay.
It's just an oddity at this point, a strange one, but nothing more than that. You've seen stuff. You've had stuff like this happen before.
Okay, so yeah, it's not sticking with me enough for me to pay it any mind because I'm currently
Like,
on
it's-
mission with dealing with these 2 idiots.
Exactly. What you're dealing with right now is more important than wondering why this random town person came up and told you this. I mean, it's there though. It's going to stick in the back of your head.
Yeah.
So, all right. Back to Atacro. Go ahead.
So I want to do the trick that I did before, where I used my mage hand to pick the lock on his shackles.
Okay, go ahead. He's behind the 3, so
Sleight of hand.
yes, I believe that's what you did last time. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
How about a natural 1?
How about no? So you're trying, right?
Poke your finger up his butt.
You are focused. You are ready to go, and you try and go and jiggle the locks and all that stuff, and it just makes so much noise that one of the gnolls turns around and is like, "What do you think you're doing?" and takes the front end of his axe and just smacks him right in the stomach. He doubles over, and you see that a hit like that shouldn't hurt him that much, but his reaction to that almost seems like he is in immense pain, and he goes down to a knee before they yank on the chain some more. Come on, get up, get up, get up. And he slowly picks himself back up, lets out a heavy sigh, and then goes again. He's been quiet this whole time.
Let's see. I think I'm gonna go down there.
Okay.
Do I see any of the other party anywhere near?
Like your party?
Yes.
No. Edelbrim and Koch are gone. You haven't seen them in quite some time. You can see Lawrence and Rohan not too far away. They are within shouting distance, but not speaking distance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna hop down and go directly to them.
To the Knolls.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll stop there with you for a moment and go to Lawrence and Rohan. All right, Sean. So you are being led by this knoll up the street to the west, so to the top of the map. He's not saying a whole lot unless you're speaking to him. Otherwise, you're walking in silence.
I will probably I'll be trying to goad him a little bit. So I'll be
Okay.
walking. I'll be like, what tribe do you hail from? Like
I hail from the tribe of Non.
before that.
There was no before.
Oh no, there certainly was. I can guarantee that.
What about you, human? Where do you hail from?
I hail from the Straben lands.
Is that so?
Yes.
What brings you to Jordan?
I was on business in the capital, and now I was returning home, and now we're here.
So you're one of them.
Can I roll a history check to see if I could tell like what tribe?
Yeah.
This,
Yeah.
maybe at some point was from, because this is a
Yeah.
recent development, right? Like
The Knolls folding in with Non
yeah.
within the last 10 years at least. Maybe longer. Oh, yeah. 30.
Oh my
Jesus
god!
Christ.
Oh, the crit! Oh,
Sean, go wild on what you know, but you know that from the way he talks, his fur color, he comes from somewhere just north of Crow's Valley.
I'm looking him up and down, and I'm like, Rahiri tribe, is that right?
He's kind of, you see an ear twitch, and he's like, yeah, that's right. How do you know that?
Oh, you all have given us quite a run on the western walls.
We are well aware of the Strabos' capabilities for compassion.
Oh, well, you all have a lot to be proud of. I mean, in terms of tactics. I mean, for most gnolls, I can't say that you all have the greatest understanding of guerrilla warfare, but the Rahiri, there was something there. And now it seems like you have been brought low. How sad.
I'm rolling intimidation. Yeah, he failed that. So you can tell he's trying really hard not to be intimidated by what you're doing. But when you say that last bit, he turns around and snaps. Like his jaw comes right here. Higher. And he's like, you know nothing about this. You know nothing about the plight of my people. And you know nothing about what your people have done to me. Don't talk to me about falling low. You, sir, are at the bottom right now.
I'll just kind of smirk and go back to being quiet.
He curtly turns around and continues to walk. His pace is a little more brisk.
I follow behind. Same pace.
He'll, as you're walking, he'll be like, your expectations are about to be exceeded, young Strabo. I hope you're prepared.
Oh, trust me, I am. I've been quite bored all the time I've been in Jordan.
The age
I
of
would love to
silence
accept.
is upon us.
If only. I'm tired of hearing from you, and I'll walk into the building.
Okay, it's the magistrate's home. Once again, parked in front though is one of the boulets. It's pretty docile. It's not doing a whole lot. It's just kind of sitting there or standing there. And when the gnoll sees that, he gets a big toothy grin.
All right. So I'll kind of look at him a little bit. And it's like, there's something I do not know about.
Maybe I'll see you when you come out. Good luck, human. And he walks away.
All right. I enter into the building.
Gareth, would you be kind enough to play an ogre for me?
Sure.
Right on. You walk into the building, and inside are these two massive ogres. One is muscular, the other is severely overweight. Their armor is well used. Gareth, you can go into more detail on what yours would look like. I will play the overweight one.
I want to
He's
be the fat guy.
You do? Okay, that's fine. Go ahead. The muscular one is standing there. He's got one of the magistrate's goblets in his hand, and he's just kind of sloppily drinking whatever mead or ale that he could find in the house. And then he just kind of sets the cup down as he sees you. He lets out this enormously vulgar belch. Gareth, what about your guy?
My guy will have already grabbed a bottle. He'd have just skipped the cup at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll be drinking to the point where it's dribbling out the corner of his mouth. And then when Lawrence walks in, he'll just kind of take the bottle down using the same arm. He'll wipe the side of his mouth
Mm-hmm.
to where it just smears on the arm of his armor.
Yeah.
And he'll just look at Lawrence and say, "Oh, look, the entertainment has arrived."
It's been a while since we've been entertained. And Joe, at this point, the knoll from outside opens the door for Rohan to walk in. Joe.
All right, I'll walk in.
Okay. All right. Lawrence, you see, you hear and can see Rohan coming in the archway behind you.
I acknowledge him. I kind of give him a little head nod.
The muscular one turns to you and he goes, "I am Zargas. Who do we have the displeasure of speaking with?"
I will, stand up and I'll be like, Lawrence Strabo, commander of the Western Wall and heir apparent to the Evorian Straben lands.
Doesn't look like you're commanding very much right now, does it?
My guy will just start laughing and he'll say, "Oh, look, the entertainment is royalty."
I love aristocrats. Who'd we lose? We lost Joe. Damn it.
Joe!
Rohan's like, "Fuck this, I'm out."
It's always at the wrong times that my
Oh my
insect
God.
stops me. Man.
All right. So
Okay.
back to that. He says, "I love aristocrats."
I look at both of you and I'll just be like, are either of you the commanding officer stationed here?
Zargas will turn to your character, Gareth, and he'll just motion.
My guy's the commanding officer.
Yeah, why not?
He'll look at you, look down at Lawrence and say, "I am the one who runs this town."
Hell of a job you're doing.
This flea-bitten speck of the world. What brings you here? Come to bargain?
Sorry, my cat is fucking running around the room at max speed. I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
Got the
Come on,
zooms.
Sean.
Ooh-ha.
Yeah.
Come on, Sean, get control of that pussy. Come on.
I'll look him up and down, and he'll be like, "To be quite honest with you, I was just passing through. I did not expect to run into an entire contingent of Non's men. And if I can be honest in my appraisal, I am impressed on your men's ability to slip into the Avorian lands uncontested.
Zargos turns to you and he says, "What business does an aristocrat from Browning have heading west?
I'm returning home.
Home for the
The
Strabos is north. You're far from that, young man."
I was making a small detour.
I'll look to Lawrence, and I'll say, your detour seems strangely timed.
Hmm.
You and your party have raised a few questions that need to be answered.
Hmm.
And honestly, I don't think you're going to like the questions.
Well, you can ask them, and then we can figure out the finer details from there.
The door opens, Gareth, and another raider comes through, a human this time. He pushes past Rohan, past Lawrence, and he leans and whispers in your ear. And he says, "Lady Ursur and Zahn approach. They will be here within the hour." And he steps back, bows, and walks out.
I'll turn to, oh God, what did you call your guy?
Zargos.
Zargos. I'll turn to Zargos and say, with their arrival, I don't have time for this. Round them up. Put them in the cells. They can be either questioned or killed later.
Do you want me to kill one now?
If they resist, yes. And with
Very
that,
well.
I'll stand up and start walking out.
Okay. Zargos turns to you, Lawrence and Rohan. What's it going to be? Do you want to live a little longer, or do you want to die now?
If I may, I will gladly surrender myself over. However, I would like to accompany you in rounding up my men. If they're quite loyal, and I doubt that they will fight back if they see that I am in your company, and I would rather avoid a situation where they believe they're being tricked.
Zargos looks to you, Gareth. He looks a little confused, and he's just kind of waiting for your lead on that.
He'll look to Lawrence and he'll say, if they choose to resist, they'll die. Throw him in his cell and then go round up his friends.
Okay. He turns and he motions for you, Lawrence, to walk out the door.
I will look to Rohan and I'll begin to walk out the door.
Joe, what are you going to do?
He walked out the door.
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing, Rohan? You
Yeah.
walking out the door? Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I'll follow behind.
Okay. You are being led. Zargos hasn't grabbed you by the arm yet, but you can tell that he wants to. But he's kind of letting you walk back toward the center of town to the inn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did I notice like a place at the inn where they would like hold prisoners, or are they just going to put me like basically under house arrest?
They're going to put you under house arrest.
Okay. All right.
And you can already hear Zargos barking orders in Ogre, and gnolls and humans are scattering and starting to work their way back toward the inn. Voldasaris, you can notice that now. There's a lot of commotion and a lot of reaction. And they're all making their way back to the inn. Atacro, you can notice that as well. And Baruch, you start to notice that. But
Have the two guys with me started to notice the commotion yet?
Well, yeah, they're hearing orders being barked to them, and they're getting up and they're starting to move.
I'm going to pocket that little map that he's drawn
Okay.
already. And I'm going to look at his friends and say, what's up?
We got to go.
All
Orders
right.
from Zargos.
All right. Have fun.
And he stops. He grabs you by the shoulder. He says, "Wait a minute. You came in with the party, didn't you?
Yeah.
I need you to
What's
come
that?
with me. And he puts a hand on the hilt of his sword.
Now, is this the guy that we went to go get, or was this the guy that I got?
This is the guy that came with you.
I'm going to
This,
look. I'm
yeah.
going to glance down at the hand on his sword, and I'm going to say, and then look him dead in the eyes, and I'm going to say, that's not a smart thing to do with me.
For either one of us, if you kill me, they will kill you. And then you're friends. If you go with me now, you have a chance to live. That much I can guarantee.
I'm going to take a step forward towards him.
You can start to see Steel come about a quarter of the way out, and he stops.
I'm going to just kind of fix my eyes on him, and I'm going to say, if you want, you can ask. But if that blade moves any further, then we have a problem.
He stands his ground, and he takes a step toward you, and he says, "Go to the inn now."
I'll smile just a little bit, and I'll say, see, next time just ask. And I'll turn towards the inn.
He will you hear the sword sheath, and he follows behind you. Voldaceris, Atticrow, and Lawrence. After that, then we will get to Koch and Edelbrim. The three gnolls are making their way into the center of town at this point. And they have Garen, the father of the Minotaur, with them. They are near to the inn. And Lawrence, they are within, like, going like this, walking right past. And when they see Zargos, they stop and they give the non-salute and all that stuff. And he goes, Zargos is like, "What is that?" And the gnolls turn around and they're like, we got this guy. Just matter of luck, as chance would have it, he had 3 younger Minotaur with him, but we killed them. They're dead. We were able to get him. We found some other raiders that survived the Browning assault, and they're bringing the bodies of the younger Minotaur here. They'll be here soon. And he goes, "Take him to the inn. Lady Ursa and Zahn would be interested in speaking with him." Lawrence, Garen lifts his eyes up to you. You can see a mixture of defeat, hatred, anger, revenge, and sadness all at once.
Lawrence, I mean, I don't know how he would respond. Like, of course, he feels bad for the guy, but like, he just can't say anything at the moment to jeopardize it. So he's trying his best to be stone faced, though.
Right.
There's probably a bit of, emotion leaking through, a bit of
Compassion.
wavering at the jaw.
The gnolls turn around with Garen, and they start to walk him back to the inn with you. Voldaceris, you heard that entire exchange. Atticrow, you did too. So we'll go with Voldaceris first.
Voldaceris heard the exchange and realizes what had happened in his just random sending off 3 gnolls into a random area. And he feels a little bad for the situation. And is trying to think of a way that possibly could give this Minotaur some revenge, at least on the Knolls, without him figuring out what Voldasaris' part played in this.
Okay. Atticro?
How many men are surrounding this whole thing now?
Most of the raiding party that is here, most of the occupiers are now starting to surround the inn.
All right, so that changes my plan. And did they say what they're going to do with him?
They're taking Garen into the inn with you guys. They're going to put him in there.
Okay. Can I duck into the shadows?
Stealth?
Yeah.
I might can help
16.
you out with that.
Ace, what were you going to do?
Well,
In the sound
Mhm.
of silence.
Hey, I've got that spell.
And Rohan left us once again, but now he comes back as a friend. If Rohan bows out one more time.
I don't know what in the world's going on here.
I don't know. We can move on. Nick, your stealth works pretty good. So where are you heading?
Back to the roof.
Of the inn?
Yes.
You going to go in through the window?
For right now, I'm going to go to the roof and watch.
Okay, easy enough. Lawrence, you can see this. Voldasaris, you see this as well. They are leading Rohan, Lawrence, and Garen to the inn. Behind them, not too far, Baruch is being led by a single human raider back toward the inn. And there are others out looking around through the town. As you get to the inn, Zargos stops and he says, "There's more of you. Where are they?" Sean, he's saying that to you.
I'm just trying to think. I said my men scattered to do their own sort of errands. I do not know their exact location.
I suggest you find them or call them in.
Oh, do you want me to just start howling for them out the window? Are you letting me going to go walk around?
The butt of the sword comes right into your gut. You feel that pretty well.
Yeah.
He kneels down with you and he says, "I don't care how you bring them in. I can do it for you."
I'll be like, then do it. I don't know why you're talking to me. Your guess where they are is as good as mine.
He turns around and he looks to the Knolls and he says, "There are more. Those that do not belong in the town, find them. If nobody is found within 10 minutes, round up the townsfolk and we will start to slaughter them one by one until the party reveals themselves." They nod and spread out. He looks down to you again, Lawrence, and he says, "They'll come out one way or another."
I'm sure they will.
He helps you back up to your feet. Let's go back to Edelbrim and Koch. So you
Sorry
got...
about that. My audio cut out there for a minute. I was explaining the whole situation.
Oh.
Whoops.
I was explaining the whole situation to help Atticro, and all of a sudden he was just like, "Sound of silence." I was like, "Fuck you."
Oh my God.
All right, so take two. What were you doing?
Yeah, what were you going to try and do to help him?
I was gonna cast a spell of darkness to give him shadow and a massive blast of confusion to a crowd.
Wow.
Yeah, nice.
Magic missile in the darkness.
From the darkness would be better at this point.
Oh my
It's
god.
okay, man. I am one with the stealth.
All right, Edelbrim and Koch. You guys are well enough ahead of Lady Ursa and Zahn. So you're coming to the edge of the forest. The town is within view. What are your plans? What are you going to do?
I'm gonna pull back on Koch's, I guess fur. I don't know what elk have.
His antlers?
Yeah, that'll work. I'll say here is good, buddy, and I'll look back. How wide is the road?
Wide enough for a wagon and a half.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do first
The
is
two
I'm going.
war horses can walk side by side on the road.
What I'm gonna do first is cast Erupting Earth
Mhm.
across the road. Do you need to know what it does, or
Yes, please. Mason, are you still with us?
there we
Yeah,
go.
I'm still here.
Okay, good. Choose a point you can see on the ground within range, the road. A fountain of churned earth and stone erupts in a 20-foot cube centered on that point. Each creature in that area must make a dexterity saving throw. Now, you're doing this before they get there, right?
It's a trap. I'm setting a pitfall trap.
Ooh, okay, fair enough.
And then on top of that, to help mask it, I'm also
Mhm.
going to cast Spike Growth.
The ground in a 20-foot radius centered on a point with range twists and sprouts hard spikes and thorns. The area becomes difficult terrain for the duration. So this is right in the middle of the road. So this is going to look
That
there.
second paragraph,
The,
transformation of the ground is camouflaged to look natural.
okay, fancy that. All right. Any creature that can't see the area at the time the spell is cast must make a wisdom perception check against your spell save DC to recognize the terrain as hazardous. And your spell save DC is 13. All right. Okay.
Should be 14 because on my thing it says 14, not 13. I don't know why it says 13.
Well, can you type that in there for me, please?
Uh,
Just type DC 14. Yeah, perfect. All right, Koch, what about you? You see what Edelbrim is in the process of doing. What are your plans? What are you going to do?
Get ready to ram the shit out of somebody.
I'm gonna hold him there. I'm gonna say, hold on, buddy. This is just to slow them down. We need to tell everybody else. We need to get back into town and let everybody else know. We have to prepare for this.
Koch, how would you feel about that?
We can't take on 17 by ourselves.
Oh, but I'd love to try.
I admire the animation that you
He-
have, but
He'll do like the deer thing where he like lowers his head down like he would charge at
Yeah.
something and then raise it back up, stamp his feet, and then turn and start heading back towards the town.
Edelbrim, take 2 XP for that. Good job, sir.
Thank you.
All right, so you guys are walking back to town. Are you staying along the forest line, or are you heading back on the road proper?
Parallel to the road.
Parallel to the road. So you're going to be on the right side or on the left side over there. Go ahead, both of you. Give me perception checks. If you get a 19 or 20, let me know. All right. Who is that?
13. That's mine.
13? Okay. Edelbrim, you're good to go. Koch, what about you? Wow.
Holy shit.
Okay. So this
Here's
is
for the deer.
This is for both of you, and then the next part will be just for Koch. So you notice that since you've left the town, there has been a lot of movement. There's a lot of activity going on, and there are soldiers, the raiders, starting to surround the larger building there in the center. Gareth, if you could click on that for me. Yep, right there. They are starting to surround it, right? And there are people looking out in the forests. They're kind of spread out in like a search pattern. Koch, however, now that's what both of you see, right? So it's very
Mhm.
evident that something has happened. Koch, however, you see Atticrow on top of the inn.
I'm gonna whisper
But-
into Koch's ear and say, what makes me think that somebody did something dumb, like Rohan killed another friggin' non-soldier or something?
Gotchel's kind of like try and motion towards the top of the inn.
So it just kind of looks like he going like this.
Yeah, with his antlers.
So that's all Koch is doing to you right now, Edelbrim. He's just kind of going like this.
I'm gonna be like, yeah, I think Rohan just did something dumb. I would agree. Out of everybody, I think he would have done it.
God almighty. All right. So what are you guys going to do now?
Is there anybody like on the road?
Let's see here. So where you're coming in from, no, not at the moment. They're kind of staying in the perimeter of the town.
There's nothing I can do that'll let somebody know.
I don't know. How you going to get in there and do that?
If only I could wild shape into like a squirrel.
You've got
You could.
you got a hefty dwarf sitting on top of you, though. Ian.
Yeah.
Roll investigation for me, please.
$13.
What about your pig?
Oh.
Where is she?
Wasn't she at the barn with the rest of our animals?
She would be, yes.
Investigate. No, we'll keep it there. If you play your cards right, you could go around the perimeter of the town and make your way to the barn.
I was gonna say,
Alright,
where's the
fuck
barn
it.
on the map?
Fuck it. I shift back.
To your regular form.
Yeah.
All right, Edelbrim, you slide off.
Yep.
I'd picture the barn being like this.
I'm
building, 'cause it's
casting.
close to
Yeah,
the-
somewhere like that. Yeah. What are you doing?
I'm casting.
What are you casting?
Oh God.
What is that? Scroll down so I can read it. Hang
Summon
on.
beast.
What the hell are we looking at here? So
He's summoning a beast.
I'm calling forth a bestial spirit.
it manifests in an unoccupied space that you can see within range. Where are you looking?
I mean, we're
Like you guys
on-
are basically right there.
right where I didn't see it.
Up here, somewhere in
Okay.
that general area.
I guess
And I
somewhere in
imagine
that
the
general
trap-
area.
I imagine the trap is set roundabout there, Ian. Is that right?
A little more up the road, where the
A little further,
kind of where that natural line is here. Hold on, like right.
That one.
right there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
X marks the spot. That's a pretty good X, right?
Where? Right up
Where?
here? Right up there, buddy.
That'll work.
Okay, and you guys are around about there. What are you summoning, Mason?
Like a hawk.
Okay, what are you going to have it do?
I don't know. Edelbrim, write a note.
I'll look at the hawk and I'll be like, perfect. I'll sketch
illiterate.
out I'll pick up what he's putting down at this point, and I'll scratch out a note that says,
Do you have parchment by chance?
Got leaves.
What the?
No. Hold on, Tim. Leaves and bird spit work because
Okay.
Yogi Bear, the movie Yogi Bear, they proved it.
Wow.
They did prove in the
Motherfucker,
movie
I got
Yogi Bear.
You
I
gonna
have
hold?
berries.
You're gonna hold the leaf up to this fucking bird and have it spit on it. Go ahead, just.
I was about to say, didn't one of y'all pick up like a map or something?
No, we didn't buy that. We just looked at it and
Okay.
left it.
What about the packs that y'all got? Which packs did you get?
Oh god,
I don't have a pack that has something like that in
Oh
it.
my
Hold on,
I don't
I'm looking at it.
remember.
Okay, so animal handling, Ian. Go ahead and give me that real quick.
Oh god, I have to give animal handling. This
You-
isn't mine.
But you're communicating with this thing.
Oh shit.
It listens to me. I'll tell it to spit.
All right. 15.
Yeah. All right. How are you gonna tell this bird to spit on a leaf? I want this role played out, please.
Koch is just sitting there, like gesturing at the bird, like, "Go ahead."
I'm gonna hand him a mushroom.
Okay. Mason,
And-
this is your bird.
You're
And
handing me a mushroom? Or
No,
the
I'll
bird?
hand a bird the mushroom, and I'll carve into it the word danger. That's it.
Okay, clever.
And I'll send it, and I'll say, take this to the one that looks like you. Take this to the one called Ada Crow.
Fair enough.
And I'm speaking to the bird. Like, take this to the crow.
Okay.
Koch will pick up the bird, point it at a crow on the building's roof, and then just kind of toss him in the air.
Do I see Ada Crow at that point? I'm like, oh shit, there he is.
No, but Koch, however, has line of sight. All right, so off the bird goes. What are you two gonna do from there?
I'll look at Koch and say, what do we want to do from here?
I just picture Koch as like grabbing this bird by just like full body and just like dart chucking this poor thing.
Like it's a plane.
Oh my god.
Friends.
You heard it, Edelbrin.
All right, let's see if we can get closer and see what's going on.
All right, we'll stop there with you guys. Atticro, you are on top of that roof.
So I'm gonna watch down, and I'm gonna have my bow at the ready.
Notched?
Yes.
Okay.
What are they doing?
As you're sitting there, just kind of figuring it out, this bird lands next to you. A little disheveled, but okay nonetheless, and it's got a mushroom in its beak. And it's kind of tapping its feet along the lining of the roof. And it's making its way toward you.
I'll look at the bird. Does it look like a normal bird?
Mason, what does this bird look like?
Yeah, it's a normal bird.
Bird, it's grow.
It's a bestial spirit, so it's kind of
Wait.
like
It looks like a normal bird, except it's got a plant coming out of like his back.
There you go.
Like it literally looks like it's got the little sprout from Wall-E.
Yeah, it's a land bird. Yeah, he could do that because it's choosing an environment.
It's got the mushroom in its mouth.
I'll watch the bird for a second.
It's just kind of tapping, working its way towards you.
It's gonna drop the mushroom off and come back.
Okay. Drops the
if-
mushroom on the roof.
I'll grab the mushroom.
Takes off. The
Look it
mushroom says danger. It has it scratched into it.
Be like, what the fuck is this? And
Just mushroom.
Check it.
It was such a clever plan.
Our people don't know how to communicate with each other.
No.
Atticro just picks
Random
up the mushroom
strangers
like,
and mushrooms with
Jackson.
messages.
Atticro, what are you gonna do? You got a danger mushroom in your hands.
I
Has the
think
pin been
I-
pulled? Quick, throw it.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put the mushroom on the arrow,
Okay.
and then I'm going to aim to where it flies upward, but will land on the ground, where all the people are.
Oh my god. I want to roll for this. Go ahead and give me an attack.
I hope
Uh,
just out of
Watching, like, nail
nowhere
somebody.
he just nails a knoll.
Let's
I
see
have-
what
Off their
happens.
head, please.
With a danger mushroom, please.
Oh my god.
Tell me this mushroom's poisonous. That'd be great.
10.
10.
That's-
Okay. Fuck. Hang on.
What's the target? Let's put it that way.
The ground?
No. Like, what's my target number? Because I have a thing I could do if it's not good enough.
Oh, shit. I was gonna say like 15 or better
All right, yeah,
to
so
succeed.
I have this.
Steady aim at third level as a bonus action. You give yourself advantage on your next attack. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I'll roll it again.
Please fail. Damn it, I never wanted you to fail so bad in my life.
Random right into somebody.
Right? No, okay.
So he just
that's
takes
fine.
out a knoll.
So, Atticro, off it goes. Danger mushroom flying in the fucking air. You see this arrow. It is flying steady. It is flying true. And it goes and then arches and comes down. Rohan, roll perception. If you please.
Yeah, I'm looking
Joe?
for it right now. I'm for it right now.
That's exactly what perception is for.
Yeah.
He needs to roll perception to find his perception.
Exactly.
All
What,
right.
Joe,
Hey.
Lawrence. and
Perfect. Joe,
Two.
Joe, as Rohan is standing there, pissed off or whatever, you hear this little whistle up in the air, and you turn and you just kind of look, and you see this arrow coming down, like it's heading dead center in the middle of this crowd that's gathering around the fucking inn, and something's attached at the head of that arrow. By God, it hits right in the middle of this crowd, and you're just kind of standing there looking at it. You can see that it's a mushroom.
I will immediately begin looking around, as mushroom on an arrow is not normal. So
Couple
I'm
of the
looking around to
raiders
see-
notice the arrow, and they're kind of looking. You see one of them half draw the sword, and they're like, "What the hell is that? Well, it's an arrow. I know that, dude, but there's something on it. What is that?" Ace, play a dumb
anything
guard with
like-
me, please.
Fair enough.
Yeah, two guys that don't know any better. So, yeah, we're standing there. This arrow hit in the middle of all of us. Half the people aren't paying attention. We're the first two that notice it. I'm standing there, swords half drawn. You're standing next to me. What do you do?
I kind of like elbow you in the arm and say, "What the hell just happened? Who shoots an arrow with a mushroom?
I don't know. It
Did
came
they shoot
from
the arrow and hit
above.
the mushroom, or did they put that mushroom on the arrow and then shoot it? Were they aiming for a bug with a mushroom arrow?"
To be honest with you, I think it might have been a little halfling that lost his lunch. Shot in
Tim,
the-
how
So
close am I to
you're
these
saying
guys?
What, Joe?
How close am I to them?
Close enough to hear this. Go ahead, Ace.
So what you're telling me is there was a halfling
Yeah.
that started puking, and someone shot
Yeah.
an arrow, and the puke had a
Yeah.
mushroom in it. The arrow connected with the mushroom throughout the puke,
Yeah.
and then landed in front of us.
Yes, exactly. That's not
Are you a
implausible.
fucking idiot?
No, that could happen. I mean, look, there's a mushroom on an arrow. You tell me where it came from.
Is Lawrence nearby?
Yeah, you can hear all this too.
He starts laughing.
See, even he thinks you're full of shit. He thinks you're silly.
At this point, has the group stopped to where I've caught up with them?
Yes,
Can I hear what's going on?
you come in at the tail end of that. My guy Ace, he nudges you and he's like, "Go check it out."
I'm not checking that out. You check it out. If it came through puke, I'm not touching it.
I don't want to touch it. I don't know where the hell it's been.
Well,
Make someone else do it.
I'll step up
Yeah.
to it, Tim.
we'll get Jamie to do it.
Yeah, get Jamie. Nick, play Jamie, please.
Okay.
Ace, you and I start heading off to this knoll. Dumb as the rest of us. Hey, hey, Jamie.
What?
Horhan here has something to say to you, and he steps back and pushes you forward. Go ahead, man. Let him know.
Well, see, the thing is, there was this halfling,
Yep,
and
exactly.
he was eating,
Dirty
like,
halfling.
I would assume it, based off the mushroom, it had to be some sort of soup.
A stew. Yes, a stew. There we go.
Yeah, stew.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yep,
it was a
yeah.
stew. Exactly. Yep.
I
Okay.
do like a good stew. Where's the
Yeah.
stew?
Oh, just wait, it gets better. Go ahead.
Okay.
So, he was eating a stew,
Mhm.
and I assumed that there was a hair or bug in the stew.
Possibly both. We're not sure.
We're not
I
sure
like
yet.
bugs too.
Okay, so he saw it
Mhm.
while eating the stew
Mhm.
and immediately got sick.
Yes,
He then
We were
started projectile vomiting.
all
This
over the
one-
place.
This large mushroom just, and then all of a sudden, an arrow out of nowhere
At the
comes
same
through, nearly
time.
hits the guy. Hits the
Wait.
mushroom instead.
What are the odds? What are the chances?
Wait.
Anyway, it landed on the ground right up here. We was wondering if you'd go up here and get it.
Yes, please.
Wait, you want me to touch a vomit mushroom? Okay.
Hey, right on. All right. Yeah, go up there and check that mushroom out for us if you don't mind. I'm going to look
Oh.
to you, Ace, and be like,
Got him.
This is gonna be one of my favorite moments of D&D. Danger mushroom.
all right, Nick.
I'll eagerly march up to this where the mushroom is supposed to be.
Ace, you and I are following behind him, but keeping our distance.
And
Mhm.
I'll look around. I see
Lawrence,
this
you're
mushroom.
watching all of this.
And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna grab the arrow.
I'll pull my sword out. Yeah.
I ain't touching that shit.
Then I'm gonna smell it.
Atticro, what would one of your arrows smell like?
Oh, I'm smelling the mushroom.
Oh, Edelbrim, does it smell edible?
I mean, it could be a size up mushroom or a size down mushroom. You don't know.
Ooh, all right. Ian, we're gonna roll some chance die here and call above or below. I will call above or below. You choose what it's gonna be, and then text me and let me know, please.
All right, hold on. Let me pull it up.
Man, it's almost like he's a real fun guy.
Oh, 2 XP, Mason. Take it.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna call below, please. And then Ian, if you would give us a percentile roll.
So 100.
Yep.
79.
above. Text me what the result is if you don't mind.
It's in your messenger.
Facebook or
Yeah, Facebook.
Perfect. Okay, Nick, I am forwarding this to you in Messenger. Please react accordingly.
Okay. Okay.
Or just eat it.
This is a problem now.
Are you gonna eat it though? That's the thing.
I'm waiting till I get it forwarded.
Okay, you let me know it's sent. Go ahead, ladies and gentlemen. This is how we pass notes back and forth. So,
Oh.
got
I
it.
got it.
The whisper.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna look the mushroom over. I'm gonna be like, these are some funny bite marks on it. It doesn't smell like a stew. Then I'm gonna wave it around like right in front of their faces.
Oh, easy there.
Easy.
I mean,
That's a-
smell it, and I'm gonna put it right up to one of your noses.
Nick, Ace. You can put it up to his nose.
Yeah, directly up to Ace's nose. Like I'm gonna touch him on the nose with it. I don't see
do you
bug
see
at
what
all.
it's doing to him? Come on.
And then I'm gonna like bring it in, and I'm gonna eat it like corn on the cob.
Wait, before you do that, my guard is gonna look, and right as you're about to chomp, he says, "No, wait."
As soon as you do that, I'm gonna like be like, "No, it's mine," and I'm gonna shove it in my mouth.
Okay, you do that, and I'm gonna turn to
just
you,
ate that
Ace.
shit.
I'm gonna be like, it said danger on the side.
Oh, I thought it said anger.
Did it say anger? Now I'm confused. All right, Nick, go ahead. What happens?
So how much size increase comes through?
Ian, that's on you, buddy. How tall does he get?
I was really just making a Mario reference, but this is fucking perfect.
Twice the size. We'll go
Twice the
twice
size.
the size.
Holy
Yeah.
You just,
Alright.
you just go by the rules for enlarger dudes, so I can just send that.
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah, so
let's
he
just
would
do that.
basically double in size, so he'd become a
Perfect.
large creature instead of a medium.
So does he see Adacro on the building now?
So,
So
this
this-
is a red and white mushroom.
This weird sound happens as you grow in size.
What's the average height of a knoll? Like
Ladies and
Probably
gentlemen,
like
this
5
is not
feet.
copyright.
So I'm 10 feet now.
Yeah.
Listen, I want to feel.
I
like
look
I'm
at it. I look up at him in
smaller knoll.
amazement.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
just like-
dude. You and me both.
That,
I'm gonna look down to you guys and be like, "Oh, you jerks! This is for making fun of me." Both of you.
I kind of lightly, while still looking up at him in amazement, I lightly tap you on the shoulder with just the back of my hand and say, "That halfling should have definitely swallowed that."
No kidding. Go ahead, Nick, and then we'll finish it here.
And I'm gonna grab you and I'm just gonna start beating you guys up.
Oh my god. Ladies and gentlemen, let's pause for the unfortunate events of Ace and Tim's dumb guards and the fate that they are now getting for them. May they rest in pieces.
It's Bozo.
Oh, I am so going to work with this.
Oh my lord. All right. Moving forward. That's going on over there. Lawrence, Rohan, Baruch, you are all together. And Voldasaris, you're off to the side, though. You're not with the party, correct?
Mm,
And he was
No,
still
I'm not
disguised as
necessarily-
Villager A, so
Yeah, I'm just
All right.
technically disguised at the moment. There was that slight distraction in a overgrown gnoll, though.
Yes.
So I think while all eyes are not on me, I'm going to reform into a face that at least Adacro has seen.
Okay. Anacro perception.
One perception coming up. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Hold on.
God almighty. I'm cutting that whole clip. Gonna put it up on its own.
The danger mushroom is my new favorite
That's great.
thing
Perfect.
that we have done.
Right on the line, Ace. Over on the other side of the street, you can recognize what looks to be like Voltaceres. And he's looking at you. Is that right, Ace?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. There you go.
Okay.
However, Lawrence, you know that time is running short. The 10 minutes is getting close to being over, and you can see that Zargos knows this as well.
And there's just villagers below.
They are being brought out from homes and buildings, things like that. Not all 14 of them, but a fair number, at least half. And they're being lined up across the street.
So am I in the inn, or like are they just keeping me in the street?
In the street. You, Rohan, and Baruch are together.
Gotcha. Okay, I wasn't sure if they'd take me. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
And Garen, the Minotaur, is there with you as well.
Yeah. How many people are around us?
So let's say 7 townsfolk and probably 3 times that for raiders, so a little over 20. And that's not counting the ogres on the brules.
Okay.
Or the brules. Whatever.
I was like,
You know
Are
what I mean.
the ogres actually on the boulets?
So there are 3 boulets, and the 2 that you had spoken to before, Lawrence. Both of those are boule riders, and there's one more. He is just beyond the group of soldiers. So there's one boule rider there.
yeah, like originally I was thinking to myself, like, we're level 5, maybe we could take like 20 people, and then like, and the 3 boulets, like, nah.
Second thoughts.
Hmm.
So Zargos looks to you and he goes, "Time is almost up. Where are your men?"
I do not know. I assumed that your men would be quite capable in finding them.
Is that so? He looks and gives a nod. One of the human raiders pulls out a bow, notches an arrow.
They're only threatening to kill the villagers, right? Not like our group.
Just the villagers right now. One of the raiders comes up to Zargos and he shakes his head no. And Zargos turns to you and he goes, "How unfortunate. I believe there are 4 of you still missing. Is that correct?"
I believe so. Do you want me to go look for them? Since your men are so ill-equipped to find them?
He turns to you, looks at the guy with the bow and nods. He draws back.
Hold on. I might be able to get them without leaving.
He looks to you and he goes, "Out of insults, I see."
Just waiting for the perfect moment, I suppose. And I will, can I like whistle and call my hawk down?
Okay. Easily enough, within moments, the hawk comes down.
Okay.
Adacro, remember, you are above watching all of this. And Voltaceres, you are across the street.
Do I see Adacro hiding above?
He would be out of your line of sight.
Oh, okay.
But if Voltaceres, the way you look is a way that Lawrence could recognize you,
Lawrence and Adacro would be the first
Okay.
two people that would be
You-
able to.
You would see Voldasaris across the street, or
Okay.
what somebody that would very closely resemble him.
Hmm.
So you know where at least one of your men is.
All right. I will. Okay, so I will. I will like sort of. I'll call the hawk down, and in like, I'll look to the. Is it Zargos, right?
Yeah. Baruch and Rohan, if you have things to say during all of this, by all means, go ahead. Go on it, Sean.
I'll be like, could you fetch me some parchment and an ink and a quill?
Are you asking Zargos?
Yeah.
He turns to one of the raiders next to him, and the raider digs into a pocket, hands a piece of paper and a thing of charcoal.
I'll tear it into bits, and I will like, write on the outside like Koch, Koch plus Edo Brim, and then like the other, two, and I'll write down "Return to Town" on all of them. I'll kind of stuff it in the Falcon's Courier, and I will I'll ritual cast Speak with Animals,
Mm-hmm.
so I can talk to my Falcon.
Okay.
And I will be like, deliver these letters to them, though. Wait till Voldasaris is, away from people before you just drop the letter on him. And once you've delivered all the letters, stay away from town for a bit.
The bird nods and takes flight.
All right. And I will, I'll be like, shouldn't be long.
I hope so.
Hey Tim, what's in front of the inn here? Is there like a bench or a trough or barrels
Both.
or something?
A bench and a trough.
Bench and a trough.
Yeah, think like old western. That type of stuff would be what the outside would be.
All right, I am going to go and lean up against like one of the posts for the inn and put one foot on the edge of that bench.
When you start to do that, they are paying very close attention to you.
And I'll just kind of lean back on the post a little bit, and I'm going to pull out a flask, and I'm just going to unscrew the top, look at them, and say, "What?" and then just drink.
Rohan, what about you?
Oh boy. The things I want to do, I know if I do are going to cause a lot of trouble.
Well, what do you want to do?
At this point, I'm just waiting for shit to get started. I mean,
you have free will, Joe. Go ahead.
Well, basically, Rohan is giving a lot of not very nice looks. I mean, he doesn't like being in the company of Non's men to begin with, but not wanting to put his companions in unnecessary harm. I'm just going to just kind of keep my head down, and kind of bide my time and wait for a opportunity to present itself where I can slowly. I don't want to. I mean, like, I don't know, blend in or sneak away from the crowd here, if possible.
Lawrence, I think it's safe to say that you can say that Rohan is very uncomfortable.
Yes.
I will try my best to sort of like, just with gesture, just, like, it's going to be good. Like, let's just figure this out real quick.
Joe, how would Rohan react to that?
I'm going to grit my teeth and say, kind of like, it would be best if they all died. And I am like wanting to grab my sword. I mean, I know I'm wearing my cloak, but I mean, I'm just like looking for an opportunity to just take somebody out.
Hey, Nick, why don't you go ahead and roll me a percentage, please? I'm going to call above.
Okay.
Perfect.
60.
Zargos is standing there, and he's looking at the rest of your party, Lawrence, as you're waiting for your hawk to return. And he looks to Baruch, doesn't say much. He turns and looks to Rohan, and he's like, I've seen you somewhere before. And he's just staring at you, Joe. I know you.
Where? I've never seen you. I'm gonna give him a stern look. Like, I've never seen you.
You're a barbarian. Is that right? Desert
Yeah.
tribe?
That's right. What's it to you?
Now I know where I've seen you.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah.
At this point, I am going to be putting away my flask, and I'm going to brush against my armor, activating that ability.
The object becomes a magical item. +1 bonus to AC for armor. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
that's fine. Zargos is like, yeah. You're what's left of your worthless tribe.
Arr, not worthless.
You were the one that was cast out. Is that right? You weren't
I was
even
not
good enough.
cast out. I was forced. I was taken by. I'm going to start moving closer to him and wanting to get into his face now.
You weren't even good enough for death.
Could I try to interject?
Sure.
I will try to move in front of Rohan, and be like, on the tail end of that, comment, you were not even good enough for death. And I'll be like, and neither were you apparently. Instead, you've been turned into a lapdog. Now, I would please ask you kindly, do not insult my men while we wait for the rest of them.
He holds his hands up in a feign of being a victim, and he's like, I give no offense. I give no insults. I merely give the facts.
No, I know. Yes, your people are not smart enough for wit.
He turns away. Minutes are counting down, Master Lawrence. I hope your men arrive soon. And with that, the hawk has gone up, flown around, dropped the note, kind of more like come in a subtlety, dropped the note as it flew over the inn of the over the roof of the inn. Atticrow, you now have your note up. Joe left. Rohan just couldn't handle it.
Rohan,
Fuck this guy.
I'm back.
With that, the hawk flies over the area where Voldaceris is. The note is dropped. It's not done in a way that is noticeable or seen. It's more like the hawk is moving, and then it makes its approach and turns around. And Koch and Edelbrim, you can now see this hawk in the air, making its way towards you guys, easily recognizable as Lawrence's, as it drops 2 pieces of parchment to both of you. All of you now have the notes. Has your
What does the note
names,
say again?
Lawrence?
It just says, return to the town square.
Oh, I'm already there.
2 XP, Nick. You're not wrong.
Oh, thank you.
Considering Koch is illiterate, I'll look at it, read it, and say, well, I guess we need to return back to the square. This is weird. Maybe I shouldn't have set a trap. Oops.
Random farmer bringing his wares in.
Oh, man, I've been out in the fields for 3 weeks. I miss my family. I just want to go to the inn and have a beer.
I miss my dying family.
I'll just say this: Geneva Convention doesn't have war crimes; they're war suggestions.
By golly, I've got this whole cart full of fruits and vegetables, and
You
even
didn't rub bamboo sticks with some shit and put it. You
After
just
all
dug a
these months,
hole.
it's finally been a
Yeah.
good turnout.
Right.
Oh,
What a harvest! Oh my god.
ever since Pop lost his arms and legs in that that mining accident, we haven't had a win.
Finally, we got one. Oh, look, there's some bramble up above, some leaves on the road. I'll just roll right over it. Anyways,
The wonders of spring.
oh my god, I love this season. It's so beautiful. All right,
We'll
moving
start.
on.
We'll start making our way back to the
Okay,
to the inn.
Voldasaris, what about you?
I'm gonna make my way back to the end.
You're gonna cross the street.
No, I'm gonna stay on the same side of the street and just make my way just down the path or down the sidewalk or whatever you want to call it. Just as
Okay.
a normal citizen, even though I'm in a different form other than town folk. But I'm
So
gonna
you
try
are
not to draw any attention to myself.
You are not gonna look like Voldasaris.
No, I'm going to look like the Voldasaris that Lawrence and the Atticrow definitely know. I'm just going to try to not draw attention to myself by moving across streets or working
Right.
my way through
Are you-
oncoming crowd.
Are you going to Lawrence, or are you gonna stay away from that?
As I get closer to Lawrence, I will make my way to Lawrence to show that I'm there for
Okay.
what is needed.
All right. So as you are standing there, Lawrence, with Zargos, he kind of looks up and he goes, "Ah, there's one of them now." And you see Voldasaris making his way to you. You guys can exchange if you want to. If not, we'll move on.
I'll just kind of nod and I'll look to Zargos and I'll be like, finding my friends 1-0 so far.
Seems that when someone else's life is at stake, they magically appear.
Hmm.
We need 3 more.
They'll come.
I'm sure of it.
Do I see
In all
that?
fairness, do they really know about me? Because I snuck in the town the whole time.
That's
Good
a
point.
good. That's a
Good
good
point.
question.
You wouldn't know about him.
Okay.
Well, we'll scratch it.
Delete that from the record.
Yeah.
He says 2 more are missing. No, wait. So Nick, you are correct up to a point. However, Lawrence, you did write 4 pieces of parchment out, did you not?
Well, I wrote 3, technically.
Yeah,
So
'cause one summoned 2 people at the same time.
if I know, but I was also under the impression that people knew that.
Okay, so we'll
yeah.
reverse that whole thing.
Yeah.
They are completely unaware of Atticrow.
Yeah, I will allow Atticrow to remain in hiding.
Lucky you, Nick. Lucky you.
But when
I mean, who can
Lawrence-
keep me in prison for long?
Very true.
But
Go
when
ahead,
Lawrence, when I make my way back to Lawrence and Lawrence says, well, friends 1-0, I quietly whisper to Lawrence 2-0 and give a slight nod to the skies.
Okay. I would look that way. At this point, can I see like where Atticrow would be and kind of get the idea?
You've got the general idea that he's right where you told him to be.
Alright.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. And with that, Koch and Edelbrim, you get to the road and are making your way into town. Raiders.
We're riding
Go
in
ahead.
style.
Okay, so you're in your full form, though, right?
I will have changed into a giant ape.
A giant ape. Edelbrim, you are riding an ape into town.
An ape with mushroom on it.
All right. Yep.
The Raiders are, as they're coming closer, they realize what they're coming closer to. They pause and give a wide berth for you to make your way through.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys get up, Lawrence, you can see that. You see Koch and Edelbrim making their way. Zargos looks and he goes, and the other two arrive.
Full grip.
Very well. He looks to the guy with the arrow and he nods. And he nods in return. And he holds steady, goes like this to one of the 7 and lets loose. Hits a townsfolk dead center in the chest, and they drop.
I'll try to rush forward if no one else wants to do anything. We had a deal, all right? All of my team is here.
I'm going to pull out that flask and take a big swig into my mouth, but I'm going to kind of just hold it there.
And he looks to you and he's like, I don't like to be kept waiting. Let that be a reminder. Take them inside. You guys are being let in, and Zargos retreats.
All right.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, you can keep telling.
I was going to say, Garen is taken in first. He's taken into by the fireplace, and then the rest of you are let in. Atticro, you watch that whole event unfold.
I'm going to the bar.
You guys are alone. There's nobody in here.
They're just kind of like watching the door.
I'm going behind the bar.
Koch is going to rush over to the townsfolk who died and like carry. I guess it was a him in.
Yeah, it was a man.
Okay.
Are they dead or just wounded?
They're dead. Yeah, you're taking the body, Koch? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. They don't stop you. Once you all are in, the door is shut and you can hear bolts and locks being done to the outside. Garen just slumps in front of an empty fireplace.
I'm not going to lie, Lawrence, if you look at Koch, he's going to look at you pissed.
I will not worry about you right now. I'm going to go over to Garen, and I will look at you and I'm like, is it true? Are they gone?
One of them is. The other two, I don't know.
I'm sure they have inflated their own success, but that does not diminish the loss you've already suffered.
My boys were out hunting. The youngest was with me when we were ambushed by the 3. We didn't have time. They killed him quick.
I was kind of look at the fire a little bit.
It is all but embers.
I'll like just in like a desperate attempt not to look at Garen. I'm like just looking around for any sort of like firewood, kindling, tinder boxes.
Nothing. They've taken all that out. They left the alcohol though, which Baruch is partaking in at this moment.
Yeah, you'll see me behind the bar. I'm like, I'll pick up a bottle, I'll pop the cork, and I'll sniff it, and occasionally take a sip. And it's like I'm searching through the alcohol. What I'm doing is I'm searching for the one that would be the most flammable.
Yeah, you're not setting the bar on fire.
No, that's not what I need it for.
We'll get back to that. Go ahead, Lawrence.
I'll just kind of like, if once I find that there's no fire starting equipment, I will just like, without even like looking at Garen, like, I promise I will get you back to your sons, but you're going to have to trust me.
He looks to the ground for quite a few moments before he looks up to you, and there's a little bit of resolve to him now, and he looks to you and he nods and he says, I do trust you.
And I go to sit at the bar and think.
Okay. Voldasaris, what about you? What are you going to do?
I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
I walk by the Minotaur Father, and as he's still, he would still be sitting in the same location as Lawrence got up and walked away, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's not going to move.
So he's basically sitting there, kind of just staring at the fire, staring at the floor, type of situation.
Yeah. Remember, the fire is all but embers now.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Well, Voldasaris kind of walks by, but stops as he's at the Minotaur's back, while the Minotaur's looking down, and just with some remorse in his voice, he kind of just says, you know, but how did 3 Null do such a thing to some people as powerful as you?
He, again, stays quiet before he says, we were not prepared. We were ready to defend the roads, but that portion of land that we had chosen to make our own home, we didn't expect anything like this. Those 3 tiny knolls, if we were prepared, we would be having a different conversation. But alas, my son and I were sitting there, just talking, enjoying each other's moments before the arrows and the javelins flew.
Well, in taking that in, Voldasaris just kind of gives a brief little sigh and says, in a way that would seem like, I'm sorry for your loss type of or in a saying such as that, he just says, I'm sorry, and walks to the bar.
He nods. Rohan?
Rowan, not happy about it, spoke down. He's going to literally punch the doors and yell, honorless dog, out.
When you punch the door, you hit it hard enough for it to splinter. You can hear laughter on the other side of the door.
Yeah. I'll hit it again. I see that it splinters, and I'll hit it again.
Yeah, it does it a little
And
more.
say things, I will get you all.
What are you going to do from there?
Nothing, just be very much pissed off.
Fair enough. Koch, what about you?
Koch is trying to lay the villager out.
He was an older man, probably in his 60s. Have you taken the arrow out? Otherwise, that's still embedded deep in his chest.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll if he can get the end off, he'll snap it and then pull the arrow through.
Fair enough. Yeah, you can do that. I imagine you're going to be as gentle as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Edelbrim, you are watching Koch do all of this. Ian?
You're not transmitting.
Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Okay. Yep.
I'll be helping him, and I'll take some of the wildflowers off of my cloak that grow, and I'll place them over the wound so that way nobody else can see that.
Okay. Anything else, Koch or Edelbrim, that you would like to do?
So are we alone, with the townsfolk in this area, or in this village?
So as far as you are aware, you are alone in the inn. It's just you guys.
There's no non creatures or anything.
No, no raiders, no nothing. You're free to speak, free to talk, all that stuff.
I'm gonna walk up to the door, to the front door,
Hmm.
and I'll cast Arcane Lock on it.
What does that do?
Mhm.
So, creatures that I designate can open the door normally,
Hmm.
but nobody else can
Fair enough. Okay, we'll let it go.
for 10 minutes, I think.
No,
10
duration is until dispelled.
It says on the object suppresses arcane lock for 10 minutes.
That's if somebody casts like a.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
Oh, like, yeah, if I cast my
Yeah.
other thing on it, yeah.
Got it. Okay, so basically nobody can come in unless you let them in, right?
Basically.
Got it. Okay, fair enough. All right. So, Lawrence, you're watching all of this. You see Edelbrim go up there, do that to the door, whatever he did. Koch, you are still preparing the body. Is that correct? Okay. Is there anything else either of you want to do?
Casterdy looks at Lawrence.
Lawrence, what are you going to do?
I will walk up to him and he'll be like, I'm sorry I came to this, but I don't understand exactly what you expected me to do in this situation. All right? Our plan backfired, and someone got hurt. Now you can sulk over here, being angry at me for failing, or we can figure out a situation, a way to get out of this.
I'll turn from the door and ask, are we getting out of this peacefully or otherwise?
Quite frankly, I don't think there's any other way to get out of this. There's either we get out of this without having to draw steel, or we become Boule Chow.
This might be a good time to let you guys know, but we set a trap for the 17 reinforcements coming down the road.
Yeah, Lawrence, that's the first you heard of that.
How big of a trap are we talking here?
A 20-foot cube of spiky thorns. Yep.
Baruch's going to just stop mid-search and just start laughing at this. He's going to. Has he found an alcohol that would serve as something flammable?
Nothing that's gonna fucking super ignite. Give me percentage, high or low. Hang on, I'll roll it. You call it.
High. Why not?
Love that percentage dice. Negative.
All right. In that case, he's going to grab two of the stronger spirits, or he's just going to start grabbing bottles and thumping them down in front of people.
Okay.
And he's going to grab like a hunk of meat, some bread, a cheese, walk over to the Minotaur, and he's going to look him dead in the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to say to him, now is not a time for tears. For what's about to start, here. He's going to shove a bottle into his hand. He's going to shove a cheese wedge bread, whatever he found, into his other hand. He's going to say, eat, drink, and then we avenge your son. And then he's going to reach out and heal him.
He's still shackled, by the way.
Oh, I can fix that too.
Okay, so you're gonna work on that. Anybody want to say? Yeah, go ahead.
So Rohan, I have something I want to do for the guy that was slain.
Yeah.
So Rohan's going to turn from the door after the spell is cast. He's going to walk over to the body, and he's going. Who's over by the body right now?
Koch is over by the body right now.
Okay, I'm going to look at him, and I'm going to say, where I come from, we have a custom to announce to the heavens that a great warrior is coming. May I perform this ritual?
Koch, roll intelligence to see if you understand or comprehend what he's saying, or does he already?
I mean, I can comprehend him.
You can?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So
I just
what
I
would
just annoy Sean that I can't.
fair enough. So what would your reaction be to that?
He'll sit back for a minute and let him do his thing.
Go ahead, Joe.
All right, so Rohan will walk over to the head of the slain man. He'll get on his knees, touch his head to the fallen slain individual's head, and growl slowly, like, "Arr." And then he will raise his head up, and in the loudest noise possible, will make a imitate a wolf's howl.
When you do that, Baruch, when you're sitting there with Garen, he's watching what Rohan's doing. And Joe, when you reach up and let out the wolf's howl, he in turn lifts his head and bellows out a minotaur death cry.
If he reacts, then I'll bellow, but except I'm not going to do a death cry. I'm going to do a war howl.
Okay.
Is there a just a villager near me?
No, it's just you guys.
Yeah, villagers didn't get put in with us.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah,
Damn.
just you
What-
guys.
So that means the innkeeper's not in here either.
Nope.
No, it's the reason why I'm raiding his alcohol.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go up to Lawrence since he's not doing anything, and I'm gonna ask him, how do we know that guy's just not a farmer? They're doing this under the assumption he's a great warrior, right?
Yeah. Well, according to you, Lawrence, how would you respond?
I'll look at him and I'll be like, the ritual is not for the dead man. And I'll go back to looking at the procession.
I'll say, right. It's for us. When we die. Gotcha. And I'll go back to the door.
Joe, Garen is going to howl and let out the death cry until you stop, and then he will descend a moment after that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll howl for like a solid minute.
Okay.
And then after that, I will look around at everybody and say, we are all now one pack. And then that'll be it.
Okay. We'll leave it there on the inside for the moment. Atticrow, you will finish us off. You have seen all of what's happened on the outside. You have heard the louder noises that you could hear from the inside. What is your response? What is your reaction to all of this?
So I'm gonna watch for a moment to see what the crowd does. Do they just disperse?
Not necessarily. They are a little more loose with their perimeter, but they are maintaining that perimeter.
Okay. Could
Zargos has returned on his boule. The other boule rider is there, but the big fat one that Gareth played has not returned yet.
could I manage to slip into the inn without being noticed?
We need some stealth. I will have you do it at a 16 or higher.
I like those odds.
Right on.
How's it
God
going?
almighty. Yeah, which window do you want to go in?
So I
Just
think I
have
would
him come through the front door with that.
Right? Oh, hey guys, what's going on?
So if nothing much is going on outside, I think I would slip in one of the side windows, probably in Lawrence's room, the one that I've been in and out of.
Okay.
And then I want to kind of pull a Batman and just be in the room with everyone without saying anything while they're doing all this stuff.
Wait, before you do all of that,
Uh,
before you get in there, while you're up at the top, you can see further up the road where that big X is.
yeah.
A small party of raiders making their way, two of which are mounted on war horses, a man and a woman. And
Okay.
making their way down the road. Now you can Batman in.
Okay. So when the howling stops,
Yep.
I'll be like, so, you guys ready to get out?
We'll leave it there. I like that. That's a good ending.
Yeah, I agree. Good.